finished making our galaxy themed doll room. It's still set up from our little photo shoot. And yes, we found out that pull-ups can fit Project MC Squared doll's clothing almost perfectly, so yay! And the comments are already coming in asking us how did we paint the Doctor Who pillow. So I am going to attempt to paint this again. I say attempt because for some reason I can never paint the same thing twice. I don't know why that is, but we are going to try. So this is us trying. And I'm using acrylic paint. We'll put down new paint because this is all dry. A little piece of paperboard so that I have a clean surface and some fabric. And this is just an inexpensive cotton fabric. I cut a square of fabric. Before I start painting, I like to iron it to get all the wrinkles out. Then I tape it onto the paperboard. Because the paint will bleed through, fabric is very porous. So to protect my surface, I use a little piece of paperboard. On the palette, we have all of the colors from the galaxy, like fuchsia, light blue, Mediterranean blue, real blue, turquoise, purple, navy blue, white, and black. I'm using a little tiny paintbrush and a sponge. First, we have to paint the background, so I'm going to use a little bit of blue and the sponge and just start painting the background. Which is, remember, is supposed to look like a galaxy, so galaxies pretty much just look like pink and blue clouds. So there's really no wrong way to do this. Now I'm going to add a planet. So I'm just going to make a little circle here. And we want the planet to look round, so we're going to add a little shading. You want it to be darker on one side and lighter on the other. So a little navy blue on the very back end, then add a little black. On the other side, I'm going to make a larger planet. So I have a little bit of white paint. And when you're painting larger areas, you can always switch to a larger brush. It'll help to make it go a little bit faster. Now I use a little white paint to make the stars, completing our galaxy. Now let's start on the TARDIS. Using some blue paint, I make a rectangle. I'm gonna do it right, I want it overlapping my little planet here, so I'm gonna just start it right here. And I fill it in. Paint a line across the top. Then I make 8 little boxes inside. And you can just really just start with like a little L shape. And I can already see that it's gonna be a little too small, so I'm gonna have to add on to my rectangle. Use black paint for the side, and I angle the top edge down and I angle the bottom edge up. Draw a line to connect them, then fill it in. I'm just going to use a little paint to try to look like there's like a nebula or cloud behind it. That's better. Now I can add a thick line of black underneath the side. Then I add a blue line across the bottom. And I'm making the platform. Use black for a little shading. And the wonderful thing about paint is if you make a mistake, you just wait till it dries and then you can go back and fix it. You can just paint right over it and then try again. Begin defining the lines by adding some colors, like some brighter blues, darker blues like navy blue and black for the shadows. Giving each little square attention, using a lighter color for highlights. Add stair steps on the top, and you want the stair steps to match the side that they are on. Then we make a little black box across the top. Use white paint to make the light at the top. Use black for details. Use white paint for the windows. I paint a little rectangle in this square. I add a few squiggly lines to give the illusion of words. Use white to add words to the top. Allow it to dry. Then it can be used to make the pillow. I recommend using a satin or gloss acrylic paint instead of a matte finish because matte tends to crack. And our little pillow is done. It is not exactly like the other one. I mean, it's even like way bigger, but you get the idea. I guess this one can go to our 18-inch dolls. And we hope you have as much fun as we did making your own painted pillows. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
We want to give a shout out to AG Paris Fan. What's up?